Right now, the big story people are talking about is around Emmerson Mnangagwa and growing legal and political pressure that is starting to raise serious questions about leadership, accountability, and what could happen next in Zimbabwe's power structure. So let's break it down in a simple way so everybody can follow this very well. What is happening is not just one small issue, it is a combination of tension, complaints, and legal arguments that are beginning to build up. Some groups, including political opponents and civic voices, are pushing harder than before, saying leadership decisions need to be questioned in court and in public. This is where the dragged into court narrative is coming from. It doesn't always mean a president is physically taken to court. Yes, but it means legal pressure is rising and cases or accusations are being discussed seriously. Now listen carefully. This is where it gets interesting. In many African countries, including Zimbabwe, it is not very common for a sitting president to face direct legal challenges while still in power. So when people start talking about charges or court action, it creates a lot of attention, fear, and even excitement among citizens and observers. Some of the issues being talked about are connected to governance decisions, economic struggles, and claims from opposition voices who believe certain actions should be reviewed legally. Whether these claims will actually turn into real court action or not is another matter, but the conversation alone is already shaking the political space. And if you're enjoying this kind of breakdown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe because I will keep bringing you updates in a way that is easy to understand. Now let's go deeper. Zimbabwe has been going through economic challenges for a long time. People are talking about inflation, currency instability, and cost of living. When these things happen, citizens begin to ask questions. They want to know who is responsible, what decisions were made, and whether those decisions were right. This is how political pressure starts to turn into legal pressure. Opposition figures and activists sometimes try to use the law as a way to challenge leadership. They may file cases, petitions, or complaints. Even if those cases do not succeed immediately, they create a strong public message that leadership is being questioned. And that is exactly what is making this story trend right now. People are asking, can a sitting president actually face imprisonment? Now let's be very clear and simple. In most countries, a sitting president has some level of legal protection while in office. This means it is very difficult to directly prosecute or imprison them during their time as president. However, pressure can still build in other ways. Investigations can start, allegations can grow, and political support can weaken. So the real issue here is not just about court, it is about power, influence, and public opinion. Because once public opinion starts shifting, things can change very fast. If people lose confidence, if political allies begin to step back, and if pressure continues from both inside and outside the country, then the situation can move from talk to re-election. And this is why this headline is catching attention everywhere. Now think about this carefully. Zimbabwe has a strong political history. Leadership transitions in the past have not always been smooth or simple. So anytime there is talk about legal action against a sitting leader, people begin to connect it with bigger possibilities. They start asking, is this just political noise or is something bigger coming? That question alone is enough to keep people watching and waiting. And if you are still watching, make sure you like this video and subscribe right now because the next part of this story is even more interesting. Let's also talk about the international angle. Whenever something like this happens, other countries and international organizations begin to pay attention. Now, they watch closely to see if there is stability, rule of law, and respect for democratic processes. This can affect Zimbabwe's global image, investments, and relationships. So this situation is not just local, it has international impact. Now let's bring it back home again. For the everyday citizen, what matters most is stability, jobs, and a better life. So while political leaders and legal teams go back and forth, the people are watching and hoping that whatever happens will lead to improvement. Because at the end of the day, that is what everyone wants. Better economy, better governance, more stability. So when you hear charges that could imprison a sitting president, understand that it is not just about one person. It represents a bigger struggle between power, law, And that is why this story is so powerful. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think this is just political drama, or do you think something serious could actually happen? Drop your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because I will keep breaking it down for you in the simplest way